Time for another coffee with Kilroy, or what I sometimes call, many times call, let's face it, I call it beverage in a book. My beverage, well, I think the title says it all. Cafe or Joe or whatever you want to call it. And the book is The Knight of Destiny. This is an Arthurian quest for the Grail for 4 Against Darkness. So I'll put a link to my coverage that I've already done on 4 Against Darkness, which is a solitaire dungeon delving pen and paper game, which all you need is a pen or pencil, some paper, preferably graph paper, and a couple of 6-sided dice. And the book does all the rest. Well, you have to read a little bit, but that is 4 Against Darkness, which has a host of content and supplements and other things that go along with it, among which is The Knight of Destiny. Now, if you followed my channel, you probably saw that, a while back, which I'll put a link to it in the description. I covered the Pendragon role-playing game, and in that video, I kind of talked about a lot of my fascination with Arthurian legend, and I've dumped a bunch of books and stuff on the table where that I've used as resources or references or just, page through over time. So the Arthurian legend has always been something that has kind of captured my imagination. So this right here, when I started getting into 4 Against Darkness, also captured my imagination. I wanted to see what this is about. So let me have a sip of coffee. I suggest you do as well, or drink whatever you're drinking. I don't judge. And let's take a look at the back here. Knight of Destiny is an Arthurian adventure for a single character. So you're not running 4 characters like you do against 4 Against Darkness. Hey, as the title suggests, this is a true solo adventure. Although you can pick up retainers and people along the way, because a knight needs to have its followers, right? So Arthurian venture for a single character, a questing paladin using the 4 Against Darkness rules. Your character can also hire retainers along the way, enlisting men-at-arms, merchants, and other travelers to help him in his quest for the Grail. Well, I guess it couldn't be a her because this is medieval times, right? Chivalry and all that. The kingdom is in decay. Lancelot has left, and King Arthur has fallen ill. Traitor knights, led by Morgana and her unholy child Mordred, have rebelled. Only the Grail can heal Arthur and end the evil, but it is a race against time. The traitors are hunting paladins to stop the quest. If the Grail is not found in time, all will be lost to darkness. This adventure requires no mapping. It includes rules for paladins, Arthurian magic items, and random tables to generate ends, encounters, quests, and even the names of the characters met. So it follows a lot of the same concepts of 4 Against Darkness, but I really don't think you even need to use 4 Against Darkness for this. I mean, it's helpful to be familiar with it, but there's not any mapping, don't necessarily need graph paper. This is a lot of just going back and forth on journeys. Inns play a really big role in this, where you're constantly going back and forth to inns. Of course, that's where you're going to get some of your retainers and some of your quests and stuff like that. So let's take a quick look at this. It's not overly thick, so it's not a lot in here, but it does pack a punch and adds a different way of playing 4 Against Darkness. Again, you're playing as one character. You're starting off as a paladin. And you start off at level 3, so you're not having to start off that first and second level stuff. Come on, we don't need that. So you have a lot of the same abilities as a warrior class, but you start at level 3, and you have some special abilities. You have like Divine Smite, Holy Avenger, so you've got some other kind of special abilities that is useful for your questing. You also have this concept called piety. That's another thing that you're going to be collecting or getting piety points and having tests based on your piety. There's no rolling of maps or anything, so you're not graphing out dungeons. This is kind of an open world type adventure. You're going to be going to inns a lot, staying at inns, so managing your money, so that you might want to get a merchant as a retainer, so you have some kind of income source. because also getting additional retainers might cost something. But so staying at ends or going back and forth from ends is going to be important in this game. Employment and retainers, building up kind of your follower base is an important aspect of this game as well. You're going to be fighting other knights, and the other knights are going to be pretty tough, so it's not a lot of, boss monsters. Some of the knights might be some of the tougher things you fight here. You fight minions, of course, using a D8. It adds another different type of dice in this game. I think you still can use a D6. So this, says this is optional, use a D8, but why, if you could, and we all have a D8 lying around, right? Paladins and other 4 Against Darkness games. So this is a way to kind of take your paladin and take that as a class and move it over to the other 4 Against Darkness. So you really are adding a new character to the mix with this. Here's your journey tables, which is going to be your key table, end table, another key table. Again, a lot of this is back and forth between journeys and ends. You've got encounters, you've got traders attack, you've got pilgrimage tables, you've got day minion table, you've got challenge tables, you've got night minion tables, you've got side quest tables, you've got test of piety, you've got return to Camelot table, you've got castle perilous table, you've got treasure table, rare item table, shopping and cost table. And then you got random name generators. So you can make up a name like the White Swan is the name of the inn. Or for some of your retainers, you can have Ed Mund or Ed Drick or Ed Berg. Wolf Mund. That's interesting. Okay, so make up names. You've got random name generators for the knights that you encounter, right? Sir Bors, look at that. Then this is a walk through the tale of Sir Lionel, so it gives you a little bit of how this works, because it doesn't follow the typical 4 Against Darkness graphing type stuff. And you've got a adventure record sheet, and there you have it. So not a lot in there, but there is a full gameplay in there. I mean, you can spend, it said that it normally takes about 45 minutes, which is typical for 4 Against Darkness, but could be shorter. Your mileage may vary. I like this because, again, I'm a, kind of a fanboy of Arthurian legend and grew up with that kind of stuff. And anything that kind of translates that or gives you a chance to be a knight or aspire to be a knight and live in that world is something that I like. And you might like it too. And if you do, might want to check this out, especially if you're a fan of 4 Against Darkness. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. It's a little quick coffee with Kilroy. And, I'm putting this one on a Sanctuary Sunday. Normally I put these on Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday. That's why I normally put all my fantasy stuff and my sci-fi stuff. This is kind of fantasy, but you know what? I mean, it's the Holy Grail. This deserves to be on Sanctuary Sunday. Sanctuary! Thanks all. Thanks for watching.